Hale, considering you have such an armory here, an arsenal, I think you might not be so harsh on what I could show you. And I reach into the guitar case.
What are we doing? Why did we bring her? Talk to you.
Lisa kind of casually puts her hand on her sidearm.
Tony,
Kyle.
The military and cop people in the room will know this, but...
Yeah.
Kyle, let's refocus here for a second.
All right, sure, yeah, let's refocus.
What links us together? You had a hand in creating spray.
That's right.
Gene's a simple librarian.
I'm just a librarian. Nothing crazy's happened in my life.
What kind of librarian gets his house shot up?
I don't know. Maybe people are pissed off to me about what happened at the library, but that's not my fault.
What do you mean?
So, Gene, Tony, there's something you're not telling us.
What are you talking about?
You gonna tell him? You gonna make me tell him? Because I know you don't want me to tell him.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You're saying that's not what this is?
I want to know what you're saying about.
Wait, what is going on?
You know what I'm saying about. You're saying that's not what this is? Your house gets shot up? This fucking Chinese mob?
Who do you know?
The Chinese...
Who do you know?
The Chinese...
Who the fuck do you know?
Yo, I am the computer genius. I know things.
Stupid ass kids think you know everything. I'm an accountant.
Alright. So the Chinese mob shoots up your house and you're just an accountant. I gotcha.
Tony's a good man. He's been an accountant for the last 25 years.
What are you talking about?
I don't know what he's talking about.
We're talking about... What is this?
This kid's going off the reservation.
Miles, what are you talking about?
I'm envisioning your character actually doing that.
Luis is here.
I
think
listen.
we've just like given up all pretense that like, we care, though.
That's what I do. I open up Sneak and say the guitar case has a sword in it. There we go.
Oh man, you gotta love all this evidence. Do you want to put it on Sneak? You want to put?
No, I'm not gonna put it on Sneak. Listen, Tony.
We could have this conversation on Sneak.
Listen, Tony. I'm not gonna be the one to tell him. But this could be life or death right here. This bit of information. Knowing what we're up against.
You gotta tell me what you know. I want you to say it. Huh? Come on, motherfucker. Tell me what you know about me.
All right. So I proceed to tell him that I know.
Comfortable right now.
What would I know?
In or out of character.
So what I'll do I know.
Do you know anything
very
that would be public? You know his family background. You know what stories his family's been connected to.
Yeah. Okay. So I know that you are connected to the Da family.
The Gian Grande.
Yeah.
Mafia crime family.
Yeah.
Which is super famous.
Mm-hmm.
Murdered
It's just
tons of
an
people.
arbitrary name.
Like
Yeah.
Jean Grande? Like
Gian Grande.
The Ariana Grande.
Okay, Jean Grande.
Yeah.
Not Gene.
So I know about your family connections to Gian Grande.
My Italian whatever is not that perfect. So
I know that you got out a few years ago, and you've been trying to live clean since, and that you thought that coming here would be, or at least as far as I can tell, coming here was a new life, an opportunity for you to start over, sort of get away from all of that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well then you know too much.
You're in the mob?
I'm not in no mob.
You used to be
he's
in
not
the
mob
mafia.
anymore.
By the way, so Gene is just kind of like, oh.
Yeah, this is super. Like, you don't know any of this either, right?
Are you kidding me?
But it's all clicking.
Yeah. It's
And
like,
I'm just-
all those weird experiences,
It's like,
the strange things during the
fuck.
honeymoon, weird phone calls that were never really quite explained. Those few times you thought he might have been cheating on you, it's all clear now.
Definitely not cheating.
Listen, I didn't want to tell him, but like,
Well,
Are you
that information's out there, man.
are you kidding?
no, that information is in here with everyone who heard it.
Yo, if I could find
And
it.
it's only gonna stay
Oh,
here.
I didn't.
got that?
I didn't hear anything. I don't know.
Is the mafia involved in this? Do you guys have a stake in this game?
I'm not in the mafia.
But you used to be.
I'm sorry.
So that means that
You're a punk motherfucker, you know that?
that somebody
Yo, if the Chinese mob kills me, that's like as bad as you killing me. So I figure I flip that coin.
Look,
Might
that
be
means
worse.
this could be a whole other thing, right? Like they could have shot up your house for that reason. It's at least worth considering.
Anything could happen, you know?
I wasn't aware that the mafia was dabbling in teleportation magic.
Tony, can you think of any reason, like maybe old grudges you have? I don't know.
Oh,
I ain't got no old grudges.
Did you sleep with the boss's daughter, or
Daughter.
I don't know. What? Oh wait, that doesn't make any sense. Sorry. Look,
sleep with the daughter's son.
confused. Yeah.
Kid, who you fooling?
It was one time in college I was experimenting.
It's a trope. Okay. So you can't think of any reason why the Chinese mob would shoot up your house.
The Chinese mob?
I mean,
It's not the
technically,
Italian mob.
We don't even know that it was.
Yeah, we don't.
Well, that's right. We're jumping ahead a little bit here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of
Fine.
which,
Yeah, everybody's being a little bit too candid.
this is
Well, you know, it can't. Being candid is kind of the right attitude after, you know, teleportation, possession, and you know, it's been a long day, and I feel like let's stop playing poker and let's reveal the hands.
Miles, what about you? Why are you caught up in this?
Yeah. How about you spill the beans about all the stuff you got going on? Huh?
well. So I've certainly been doing some research into spray. I mean, it's all over the dark web. It's just this sort of nebulous. Like everybody knows it's there. Everybody knows it's some serious shit. It seems like everybody knows somebody who knows somebody, and there's sort of a sense of disquiet. Right? I've never seen anything like this before, so I've been trying to find out a little more about it.
I gotta go.
What?
I gotta go look after my son. They came to the hotel. They could go after my son, and I go.
I don't think you're going anywhere.
It's my son. He could be in danger. I need to.
I mean, you just said you went.
Yeah, he's
I'm
going
going.
for the door. Is anyone stopping?
Kyle,
him?
wait. You realize how dangerous this is? You going out on your own, right?
They know we've met at the hospital.
They're going to find you there.
The hospital's not safe.
If your son's been hurt, it's too late already.
Oh, it's the James Lee argument.
Look,
I can't help
And in
it.
fact, they
Call
might have been
me
the
back.
ones to do this to your son in the first place.
call the hospital. Ask them to check up on his condition first before you go running off into what obviously will be a bloodbath.
So roughly every 9 minutes or so, there's like some vibration and noise that is clearly like trains coming nearby. And then as this is going on, you hear a really loud like scratching sound, and it's very clear that someone is trying to reach Louisa on her walkie, but can't get reception to get through. Like you hear like bits and pieces like like parts of trying to get her, like someone's trying to activate, and she's like, hello,
You
there's
know,
Louisa, but she can't get the signal.
if you go upstairs, you can get a better signal.
Yeah, nice try. That's
Alright.
not my first detail.
I look Joseph right in the eyes. And I say, "It's my son," and I go.
All right.
Call the hospital, you idiot!
You can reach me on Sneak if you need me.
Oh.
I'm out of there.
Peter's just splitting the party.
Yeah.
Why did you decide that again?
Because it's his
Because
son.
it's my son.
it's his
I just
son. He's in
realized I
character.
abandoned him.
You
My
just
son is
realized?
in
Yeah.
Like,
We were
oh
running
wait,
the
I
escape from the
forgot.
Chinese. Like, oh, we gotta meet up and talk about
I
this.
forgot.
Like, fuck
I
no,
have
No, that's
a
actually
son in a
no, that's the
coma
best way to do
who's
it.
not going
No, that's the very
anywhere.
best way to do it.
It also seemed
Because
pretty good.
he wouldn't have said it
story-wise to
himself.
just escape.
Make an intelligence
So, it's better
times
you
5
did
check.
I pass.
Okay.
'Cause I have that's 35 under 60.
All right, you managed to make it out of the tunnels with only a little bit of
Shit.
confusion. You you do come out in a part of the city that's slightly less than familiar, but you do manage to get out to the surface.
Okay. Let's see. I'm not gonna call a lift. I'm gonna make it through the. I'm gonna take public transportation.
All right. Okay.
You guys can continue with that conversation.
All right. You
We'll
find your
come
way
back.
to a blue line train so you can get back to like the hospital area.
Robbie, what about you? Why are you in this?
So as far as the connections with Spray, I did have a recent, the disappearance had involvement with a inmate who had previously dealed Spray. So that's the only connection that I can receive here as far as that. And then the teleportation thing is, I'm still not 100% sure I believe in that part.
Well, but you said your
Yeah.
inmate, like, killed 2 people, right?
No, there was no proof of that, but that's why I had sent them to the morgue at the hospital to be further I wanted to see if there were any proof of drugs
I tried
in
to
their
get a look.
system.
I tried to get a look at them myself, but they wouldn't let me in.
And then the triads were the ones who tried to get them out of the morgue.
They wanted me to sign for the bodies.
So they kidnapped you to get those bodies,
That's correct.
which means they're vastly important.
Yeah.
Which means if we're working against them, we need to get to them first.
Why did they, if they're that powerful, why did they need to kidnap her? Why couldn't they just, like, if they're willing to shoot up a hospital anyway?
They told us they needed access. They don't have access.
I don't know if it's the same kind of access.
I remember them
She had
specifically
access.
stating that they would have rather done everything discreetly,
Hmm.
but that they didn't have to.
They would have needed your authority as well, right?
Yes, they wanted. I had to
To do so
sign
discreetly.
release papers over to them.
Okay, but you can't think of any other reason why you would have been targeted from the start? Like, why have you been pulled into this?
As far as I know, just only weird stuff started happening at the penitentiary, and then so far that has led me to get kidnapped.
So wait, you
And
said
then
that, or
teleported.
Hale, you said that the 2 of you have been working together, right?
Yeah,
I've
we know
known
each other
Hale
for.
a good minute.
So maybe.
So what is
Working on what?
In what capacity?
So Peter has left. Who's he still here?
What?
We have the chats. We have the phone chat.
Oh,
By the
yeah,
way,
okay.
Gene has already
Chat
posted a
thing.
thing
I
where
just
he's like,
pull out my
he's
phone.
like-
We're just like looking at
he's
her
like,
like,
you guys,
typing away.
can you please promise me you keep these things secret? Like, this is unexpected. Oh, this is a lot. Can you please promise me you won't say nothing to nobody?
I send a thumbs up emoji.
Yeah.
Yeah, thumbs up all.
I'm like,
Louisa sighs. Knows
Yeah,
what's
we're
like-
just like all on our phone.
Yeah, she clearly knows what's going on, but like, she's got nothing. She can't like just go, you gotta show me your phone. But it's
So-
very clear that you guys are like doing the most lame version of the call of silence ever.
I'm what you would call a vigilante, and Robbie helps me in that capacity.
So, yeah, as
yes.
In our
Do I-
position.
I'm a librarian.
Would I have been paying
All
enough
I do
attention
is
to
be a
these-
librarian.
These like spray cases.
What is wrong with you people?
yeah, but your husband
Or
used
you're,
to be in them all.
you've done vigilante stuff that's like beyond just spray, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, most of his vigilante stuff is just like criminal
Okay.
cop situations
Yeah.
or people who fall through the cracks and get away with crimes because of bad evidence.
Okay.
So
Bad evidence or like
Joseph's-
terrible like prosecution.
Joseph's staring at his phone for a second, and he goes, "It's skills. Each one of us has a particular set of skills that could be useful to this thing. And we probably have the connections to get it what it wants, which is why it selected us.
The problem is,
Do we want to get it what it wants?
do we want that?
Well, also,
They're having this whole thing on sneak where
Oh,
they're
okay.
confessing
Yeah.
who they are.
also, what is
Hale's
it?
admitting that he's a vigilante who takes things into his own hands.
So should we?
Also, what does
so
it
you're
want?
the other one I've heard about. I'm also a vigilante.
What-
You might have
say,
heard of
you
me.
say as you
Um,
sit on the bus to the hospital.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what else am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Dick
Sit
around.
and text.
I am Catalyst.
Have I heard of Catalyst?
Sure. There aren't that many. There's maybe like a dozen vigilantes.
Yeah.
Oh, brother.
I see the guitar case fits in that case.
I text him. So, what does this thing want then? It says access. What does that mean? How do we get at that?
I assume.
maybe
Go for it.
maybe access to the bodies,
Maybe,
the dead bodies.
But
Wait, that's
wait a
true. They were
second.
you were kidnapped for
but
that
it can.
purpose.
But it can teleport. Why can't it just teleport itself into the morgue and get them?
It can teleport people, but it
It
can't
can
teleport
swap
itself.
people.
There must be some sort of conditions in which it can possess people.
So,
But the body's a dead body swapped before. If they wanted to swap to get these bodies, they could just swap for them.
so wait a second. There's this restricted section at the library that's where you found the corpse. What if that's what they're trying to get access to? Is these secret government military.
And they're gonna do it with corpses.
Well, maybe they tried.
Oh,
to,
maybe they
tried
were in there, got what they needed, and then swapped with the corpse.
Or maybe
to
they
escape.
tried to teleport somebody in to get that information, and then something went wrong. Maybe there's some sort of protection on the place.
Yes.
If we're, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm even going to assume that, but like, logs don't lie.
Could the two entities interfere with each other's teleportation?
I mean, that's sort of what I'm thinking.
Maybe we should go to that weird store
This is
on Fifth
ridiculous.
Avenue.
What weird store on Fifth Avenue?
You know, the one that sells
occult
candles
store?
and oils?
I don't.
Why are you
think
not here for
that
this?
Will help.
I need to see my son.
In all caps.
Oh, I need
Yeah.
to see my son.
Have you got
I'm gonna stop at this store first to pick up some candles.
After I see my
Candles
son,
and
we
some
can
spooky
give
books.
that a visit.
Oh my goodness.
We're kind of out of our league here
God
with this supernatural.
Damn it.
I'm
Well-
gonna. Okay.
Are you gonna recruit like who's that couple from Portlandia? The two lesbian ladies.
Oh,
the,
I don't-
the women and women first.
Oh yeah, I know. It'd be great. Like you're gonna recruit the lesbian witch duo to like.
Or like a couple of Satanists who don't actually know anything.
Yeah,
about,
exactly.
like,
They're just like
yeah.
pretending.
they're just like hippies.
That'd
Yeah,
pretty
well,
good.
listen,
That'd
we'll
be
just get on
great.
Metal Show.
You know, it'd be like, hey, we think we have some weird supernatural stuff. I'm like,
I
yeah,
love
let's do
weird
it.
Supernatural
And like
stuff.
then
yeah.
Bag Lady shows up and like, nope, I'm out. We just did it for fun.
That's where
This
Bag
is
Lady
too
works.
She
Yeah.
works the
She works-
store.
She's
They
like,
only
she's
showed
the
up to put a
owner.
bird on
Yeah.
it. They weren't really interested in any actual stuff.
God damn.
Okay.
There's a connection here. Something's linking all of us together. There's something we need to solve to figure out what our next step is.
I think spray does something that allows it provides some sort of connection to this other world. It would make
What?
sense why think of it this way. There's two worlds, right? And what are you confused
Are
about?
you saying a thought experiment right now?
No, I mean this is a theory.
Oh, okay.
It's like, imagine there's these two worlds, right? And what they mean by access is that they want to influence our world.
It's just like
And so in order to do that, they need to... Yeah, I guess I'm just doing quick sketches on my phone and then send them out as I'm doing this.
Beyond
Yeah,
Two
yeah,
Souls.
Yeah. And so they want to influence our world from this realm, and so they need to get access. And so they do that by pushing their influence on it, by trying to pierce this veil. And what I'm thinking of is they're either getting better at it, they're trying to get more access, and spray can help. Either it provides a conduit or it provides an opening. Because whenever a supernatural thing happens, there's brain activity on my son. Or my son has brain activity. So it's possible that there's like a ripple effect affecting him. Or he's the portal himself.
you're not thinking of taking spray, are you, Kyle?
No, I'm not. You just die. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying, I think spray is being used as a conduit, as something to break down this wall between the two worlds, thus providing them more access.
But you
Okay.
created spray.
I did. It was supposed to be something that would help rebuild connections in the mind. It's possible that they figured out a way to rebuild the connections to contact the other world. I don't know. It's a working theory.
All right. Well, if we want to get to the bottom of
Interesting
this,
idea.
we need leads. Hale, Robbie, you two are in law enforcement. Who can we go to ask about this?
Louisa.
There's
So
no
it's-
like
you-
supernatural
you-
department. Is
no,
there like
You
a,
can
There
ask Lisa.
isn't?
She's a comic
I
book
think that
nerd.
would be more your department actually, because once we find out what traces those bodies have, then we know a little bit more about our commonalities.
You can get access to the morgue.
Yeah.
I break out of the text chain as I say this. You can get access to the
Oh,
morgue.
okay. So this is now real.
Yeah, I just
Ooh,
say that.
this is
so
very
that-
exciting that there's
Then-
like talk going.
And then I pause for a second, I glance over at her, and I go back to typing on my phone. I say, Robbie, you can get access to the morgue and access those bodies. We can investigate them ourselves. That's why the thing teleported you to us.
I definitely think that they should be investigated as far as what sort of chemicals were in their bloodstreams. Are you qualified to do that? Could I specifically sign the project to you?
Absolutely. Right?
Is
Absolutely.
that a thing? No.
You don't have that kind of power.
Have
Well,
that-
You're
just
corrections
You're just
officer.
a correctional officer manager person. You can't dictate who performs an autopsy for the state.
But
Yeah, no.
she could release the bodies to me, and we could perform an
Oh,
autopsy
Ooh,
somewhere
that
else.
would,
Really?
that would look really
Because
bad.
the Chinese were about to do the same
Yeah.
She could release the bodies to you. There will be an inquest.
That would look really
Every
bad.
2 sessions, we're back at the morgue.
Morgue party.
This is crazy.
You could roll the bodies through the streets of Chicago and like take them into the sewers and like perform an operation.
We need
right
to
there.
get access to those cadavers. They hold something.
Yeah, they're definitely pivotal. Somehow.
Well, if we can get, as soon as the autopsy report is in, then we'll know what kind of things they had in their bloodstream.
Who's gonna
Don't know if what we'll be looking for will be on the autopsy report.
Yeah, I'd be more interested in brain activity and functions. Even though they're dead, there could be something there.
Okay, I
Also,
was
we
more
don't
looking-
know if we can trust the people doing the autopsy
Exactly.
Okay.
to know.
Sure. I was more looking for maybe a spray commonality that they had rather than a paranormal commonality, but we could look at both things. Are you saying that you
How would
want
you
to go
even-
to the hospital?
What would it paranormal like? It would just be like some like I don't
Yeah.
know, glowing green maggots
I
in
don't
their
know if you
skull or
could
something like
look
that. Like, what are you
at-
looking for?
I don't know. We're grasping at straws here. We have no idea.
Okay, well, what if we just?
I think you guys
list
are
out the
full of shit about this
commonalities?
whole this paranormal shit.
Okay.
I never believed in it. I don't believe in it. I think this has something to do with a criminal organization.
Okay, that's fine. Don't get me wrong.
Is that Gene?
No, that's definitely Tony.
I say that's fine. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sure I believe in this too much either. It's just that there's been too many coincidences for me not to investigate it.
Well, would
So,
they're
any
very
ideas?
clearly Chinese? Would the Chinese mob be? Why would they be so interested in spray if it just kills people? And carteling it. Is there a market? There's not really a market.
We could
That's,
try.
that's the mysterious thing about spray.
We
What
could.
if we looked more into Chinese mob and their actions around lately?
Wait. Would Tony know anything about like okay? And that's a dumb question. I'm not even gonna ask. I was just gonna ask like no like a drug that kills people. Is it still like a profitable business? And it's not.
No.
So
It's
But
not.
that's actually one of the
Not
things
unless
that
you're like selling it
really-
to.
Yeah, that's really one of the things
Yeah.
that drew people like Miles into this whole thing. Is that how is this
Doesn't
a
make sense.
multi-million-dollar drug business that so many powerful factions seem to be interested in? If it actually just kills their victims right away, it's like there's no marketplace for that kind of thing.
unless they want dead victims,
What if we set up a meeting?
That's-
They
you know.
might.
What if we set up a meeting with the Triad, if that's who indeed they are?
Then that
I
would
mean, it
be
seems like they
like
tried to
people
just
tell.
meet with us.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
but
on
not
our
in a way that
terms.
I'm comfortable with.
Hopefully over a secure chat room.
So, have Tony make an idea roll for me.
where's my idea?
It's at the top.
Up left.
85.
Mm,
Upright.
That's an 81 out of
Oh,
85.
okay. Just got there.
So-
Jeez.
Let us suppose that when Tony got married,
Best day of his life.
yes,
And I've been happy since. Until today. Today's been pretty crap.
there's going to be some long conversations in the hot tub at some point. But let's say that when Tony got married, there were some members of his family that, shall we say, were happy for him. Glad that he was able to get out. Hope that he would do well.
That would be not that surprising. Because
Maybe like a second cousin that he knew well when they were growing up or something like that. Really hope that he would be able to get away with it and not be drawn back in.
I mean, some families, they want the best for everybody.
And let's say that as a gesture, an anonymous wedding gift had arrived. How would he respond to that?
I mean,
Would he have received it? Would he have accepted it? Would he have like left it somewhere? Would he have rejected it?
I mean, if it was a gift, is it wrapped?
Yes, it comes in a box.
Excuse
Let's
me.
say
It
it's
comes-
heavy. Let's say it's a Mesoamerican statue,
So that's so ominous.
an artifact of sorts. Something that they thought maybe his husband would be interested in because of his background.
You know, that'd be something so innocuous that it would fly right over Tony's head. That
Okay.
he would have opened it and probably been like, "Oh, this is great."
So perhaps it's been sitting in your home on display for the last, like, how many years you've been married?
Yeah, along with all the other
Knickknacks
antiques. Yeah.
and cool things and antiques that you have. Okay. That's fair. His successful idea roll does make him think of this thing that
But
hasn't really been on his mind for a while. And the only reason is because of all this crazy talk about the supernatural.
I'm wondering how this idea just came to me. Did somebody just give me an idea? Or,
The reason Tony thinks about it is because he's smart enough to know that if you get a gift, it's not so much smart. You know how when you get a gift, you look on like Amazon to see how much it costs,
Yeah.
and it's like
Mhm.
so.
I never do that. I never do that.
Do people do that?
But like some things are just so like
I
rare
do
that
that
they
with
don't
my
even pop
mom.
up on
She
Amazon.
constantly
They
gives
don't,
me
but what
shit
it is
because
that
it's
that's actually what
valuable.
it is because he knows his
That's
family.
fair.
He knows that they're powerful,
But it's
wealthy,
not.
connected,
Mm.
and he also knows
okay.
that they deal in criminal activity. So the first thing he was curious about was, did they just like rob a museum or like go and like steal some national treasure and stuff like that? And so he did some research to find out that the provenance of this object is that it was tied to rituals by the Aztecs. He's not that interested in stuff like that, but it's people. The Aztecs were famous. They had all these things where they took people up to the tops of their ziggurats and cut their hearts out while they were still alive, and like held them up to the sun and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's just bloody enough of a story. Tony would love to retell that to
Yeah,
people.
and so it was interesting, but he was mostly just concerned as like, why do I have this thing? And he was just mostly checking to see if it wasn't just like robbed from a museum in the last week or something like that. And he hadn't thought about it since.
So, you guys, if selling drugs that kill people is not the profit motive, then maybe killing people is the profit motive. You catch my drift?
No, that makes sense.
You gotta figure out why they want dead people.
So we're talking about like some sort of blood magic going on here?
No, we're talking about why somebody would want to specifically kill somebody with spray.
Yeah.
So like alters their brain structure and then kills them.
Maybe spray primes them for the teleportation.
Well,
No, that doesn't make sense
because-
because both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
we
both
brought
certain you've never taken it?
Hale looks like
Very
he's had the same
As
certain.
sight.
certain as I
Very
can be.
certain I have not taken spray.
Wow.
But do you think all those people that know about how dangerous spray is would have taken it?
Voluntarily, probably not.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Are you saying my son was forced to take spray?
Yes.
I'm not saying nothing about your son. I don't know your son. But,
He was a good kid.
Then
Was.
assumedly he would
I gotta
have
say-
been forced to
To take
take
spray.
spray. It
So-
makes more sense.
I gotta say, how hard was it for him to acquire this spray in the first place? Too hard for him to just do it on his own?
He did it with a friend.
Oh, friends.
No one knows how they got it.
What happened to the friend?
Hmm.
That's dead.
Ah, okay.
But your son's not dead.
He's in a coma.
So to go back to my earlier idea, what if we set up a secure chat room with the Chinese? Miles, you could do something like that, right?
Yeah. Let's just mess with the mafia.
Who
You
are
realize-
a computer
okay.
genius.
So you realize the triads, there's like 1 million people in the triads, right?
Yeah.
Like,
But we need to.
But who was the old
There's-
guy that
And
you could
each
like identify with
Chinese
facial
person.
recognition
Facial
stuff?
recognition.
Yeah, what?
I like. Is there? All right, I gotta work.
So,
We need to, look,
I pull up the video feed.
we need to be
God
able to
damn
talk
it.
to somebody.
We could probably do
sending
that
a
actually.
back
because
channel
there's,
with
where
the
you can
triads
search for criminal records
is
with
not an
people's
arbitrary
pictures.
act.
So
Skype
if
message
you're-
with the
Yeah.
criminal underground.
His drone has a picture.
you need to be about like 100
that
times
guy.
more savvy than the Trump campaign. Like you can't just randomly say,
I just
"Hey,
would have to be at
random
the
They would be
desk
on
Chinese
US.
dude, do you happen to know a triad person?"
Check to see if any triad head leaders use their private email for
Make-
triad business.
Make a diplomacy roll. Diplomacy.
Yeah.
I'm going to presume Miles is not fluent in Mandarin Chinese.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, so if such a thing had occurred, you would have a really hard time even telling that it had happened.
You just run it through Google Translate. It's just the worst. We do our business with the triad through Google.
That's the greatest thing
Translate.
about the Chinese infrastructure is that the Chinese are so hardcore about being uniquely Chinese that even their entire computer infrastructure is still in Mandarin Chinese characters.
Crazy.
So it's impossible, is what you're saying.
It's not
I mean,
impossible, but you would have to succeed on multiple levels of like checks.
this would be.
A
I'm not
magnum
even sure I
opus.
could do it. Even if I could, it would take weeks to set up.
It's also it's much less a computer thing than it is an actual like politics, diplomacy, and underground contacts thing.
Yeah. So first question: does anybody speak Mandarin?
Okay, so not a plausible,
No.
not a plausible action.
All right, that's what I thought.
So then, what do we do?
I don't even speak Italian, buddy. I mean,
Well,
No?
if we take a side, join urine lady, that means we need to stop the other side from doing what they're trying to do.
I mean, spray is pretty obviously pretty bad.
We
could
know that
set
we
up
well
kind of a sting.
we know that they needed to go into the morgue and release those bodies. That's probably part of their plan. Since they were willing to shoot someone for it, it's probably pretty integral. I suggest we find out what's going on with the bodies and move from there.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea. What were you saying about a sting, Robbie?
Next stop, Clark Street Station. Clark Street Station.
Is that my stop?
Yes.
Okay, I get off when I start.
We could
You can
have
keep
somebody
texting and maybe run into the
out as bait with possibly some monitoring and see if someone can get more information. Said person would probably be risking a lot, though.
I'll do it.
Okay, then.
Problem
So,
solved.
Because I mean, you could just look in the morgue, right?
No, I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Sorry, the
so
stink.
if
Sorry.
you-
I can't just look in the morgue. I
Once
tried to do that.
once a soldier, always a
Access.
soldier, am I right?
To monitoring things that we
Yeah.
could maybe hide
Great,
bugs.
Yeah, greater.
Is that
Greater-
something
yeah,
that you have
greater
access to?
So-
No.
Sorry, there were like some conversations going on.
Oh, okay.
What is
Yeah.
so we're setting up
Talking
a
about
sting.
a sting,
Like-
where
We pretend that we have spray, or
or more someone's already headed to the hospital, so if we sent maybe him back to the hotel or someplace where I know we've seen them show up, or maybe even back to his house, then because they were obviously coming to
we
Maybe
wait
either
and try
interrogate.
and meet them.
yes, but on our own secret terms.
I
Basically,
had-
if we can monitor
yeah,
him.
We need to scope out all the
I
locations
had a
that
thought I'm not
we
willing to share
frequent.
right now.
Yeah. And what if we can see, is there a way to tell if they know all of our frequent locations and if they've been monitoring that?
Yeah, we're gonna go around looking for black SUVs at all
just
of our.
just
Yeah.
cruise.
Well, so
Oh.
okay, so who's had actual interactions with these like
Just kidnapping,
Yeah.
killing.
so the two of you have been teleported. You had that sandstorm thing.
Yeah, but
Like,
that was
that's
a
a
long time
connection.
ago. There was also the incident in the hospital, in the ER. Don't forget that.
Right. So I would say that the three of you at least are on these creatures' radar. I think if we assume there's two factions, then if one faction knows about you, probably the other
I
faction
was
knows
shot
about
at.
you. You were shot at, so they clearly at least know about your house.
No,
Mhm,
God, I
mhm.
know about my house. Oh. They know where we
Have you
live.
had any
It's where you
spooky
keep all your
experiences?
stuff.
Or we could set up.
It's where
Well,
I
I
keep
mean-
my totems.
My son has weird activity, but I don't
Okay,
know.
so at the
nothing-
hospital.
nothing.
Oh.
So you and me maybe haven't been noticed all the way yet, although like clearly we've been assembled.
What month of the year is it?
It's the end of September.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Or if we set up a public group chat with our phone, something maybe obvious, saying that we were all going to meet at the hospital or
It's
something.
not a bad idea.
That's where-
That is a
that's
good.
where
That
it
is a.
ends.
And
That's where it all
then-
ends. You know that.
Okay.
Monitored
You
and
know
see
that, I
if
know
they were
that.
watching us that closely. It'd just be like a test.
That'd be
you
a
know?
good idea.
Mm.
A good idea. Go into unencrypted conversation. Say we're going to meet at a place at a certain time.
We'd have to make it look
And-
like that's what we're actually conversing on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it'd have to look organic.
I can do that. Don't worry about it.
fake up the logs? I mean, you can just take the current chat,
Yeah.
scrub it, mix it around, and then just put it on a timer onto that chat.
Yeah, that sort of stuff is
Do
easy.
Facebook
Yeah.
Messenger.
I don't have. What's a Facebook? My character's not computer literate.
You can't be that.
No,
Alright.
I have a LinkedIn though.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, he uses it like
keep-
Facebook.
You keep
posts
refusing to
personal
add me as a
Assign you
connection.
an app.
It's like no, it's like
Who's
Kyle.
this fucking-
Kyle wants to add you as a connection for vigilante team.
He's endorsed your skill.
His message.
As back alley doctor.
I'm assembling a team.
Yeah.
Alright. While you're talking,
Justice League.
the door opens. Louisa takes out her gun really quickly and points it at the door. There's a faint smell of urine. And then the face of a homeless guy peeks in. Oh, sorry. And he pulls out and slams the door behind.
Fake
They're
out.
getting
These
close.
don't lock from the inside.
They do not.
It's the Willy.
They're just storage. That's why you need a
Yep.
padlock, because
Yep.
you can't lock them from the inside.
We should do that.
Okay. I think if we set that
So
up.
we're gonna
and
set
then
up this
see
honey
maybe-
pot.
Yeah.
Is it really a honeypot?
Yeah.
What
Yeah, it's
location?
an
Where's the
unsecured system. You try and get somebody else to break into it, and then you take advantage of them.
What
Okay.
location are we going to choose?
The hospital.
The
Put it-
hospital?
No.
No, we don't want to put
Already out the
innocents at
whole-
risk.
Yeah,
No.
and it's also we don't want to put that on the map.
What
for
about the
them.
The
library?
library?
We're not allowed to go back to the library.
It would cause too many questions.
What about
so
Your house.
You're not banned from the library.
their house? Is
I was told that I'm not allowed to
Trouble.
come to work.
They got shut up.
Okay.
You're no
You just
longer
go back there.
working there
Alright.
temporarily, but you're not like banned from the
You
library
can't,
as a
like-
whole. You're just temporarily suspended.
So what if we say
I
we're
also
all
don't
going
think
to the
that
library to
bringing
do
sketch
more
people to the
research
library is going to make my
on
life
script?
better, but
That could work.
I just want you to be
Or
clear
more
that
research.
you
Yeah.
can tell them you're banned from the library, but
Or
you're
just
not
to do more
actually
research in
banned.
general.
Yeah, we could say
Yeah.
something like we're gonna look for.
Or like drug history in Chicago.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna do research. Let's go to the library to research together.
We might even be able to fish it a bit and talk about how we can get access to the restricted computers. Maybe that'll draw them in more.
Ooh.
That'll give him a hard on. Oh yeah.
Is that what we're trying to do here, Kyle?
Well, I mean, we're trying to allure them.
That international or interdimensional.
Yeah, you have no idea what kind of effect that would have on your plane.
The access codes!
Do the
Access!
library computers have webcams?
Have what apps?
Webcams.
I mean, the
No.
restricted ones
No.
certainly
The
would.
restricted ones are these dead terminals
Not the
that are just
restricted
plugged
ones,
into
just the
Trump.
regular ones.
No,
No,
typically
okay,
not.
cool.
I'm going to lose my job over this. But
Why? You're not connected to it at all. We're all gonna lose our jobs at the end of this. I haven't gotten to work
You
yet.
do also remember that the
It's
FBI
gonna,
took
like,
the
call in sick.
dedicated terminals
Oh
away.
shit! I should probably do that. It's
Oh.
like noon.
did he know that, though?
He hasn't been back to check because no one's been in there, but you saw them taking them out when you were
Oh,
leaving.
They took all of them. Okay.
then I would tell them.
Alright.
I would say,
Is the number?
there was a bunch of different organizations checking into this, like the FBI, and they I don't think that we're going to be able to have access to those terminals.
Did they remove the network cable and as well as the computers?
You have no idea.
I don't handle the computers.
Alright, well, the library can still work.
It's still a
Yeah,
spot.
it's a spot. You can't do the access.
it's just a
thing,
meeting
but,
spot.
yeah.
Let's do it.
All right.
Is that the plan?
Done.
That's
Yeah.
the plan.
course, the-
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
So when?
Of course, the
so,
criminal
Yeah,
always
so
returns to the
a
scene
real
of crime.
sneaky
Where-
gathering spot, the librarian's library.
So how are we going to set this up? Because clearly we're not all actually going to be sitting there in the
No,
library.
not at all.
No.
I'll be in the
I'm
library.
It'll
gonna.
be like community. You're just at a table
What
in a
is the-
study room.
You're all
So, what
we're
is
all going to go
across the
into
street
the
from the
library,
library?
one after
Wait,
another
what?
after
What is
another, and
across
just
the
be in
street from
different
the library?
sections and just text one another.
University buildings.
Oh,
Frankenstein Library is in the middle of the University of Chicago campus.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's
Okay.
even better. Maybe we can find an empty classroom that's like looking over the library.
Or we just send out his drone.
Yeah, like a-
Oh, yeah,
Across the
already
way.
has your drone. Yeah,
Oh,
the drone's good.
The drone.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
Although it's
It
loud.
feels obvious, or it
not
feels
loud.
like.
I mean,
Seems,
drones-
it seems like
You're
Is
supposed to
that
stay
a
quiet
common
in the
thing?
library.
That might
Well,
be
it's
a
not going to be
common
flying in the
Conspicuous.
library. Don't be rude.
That's against the rules.
I forget, James. Did you allow my character to have a rifle or not?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Guns and shit.
Ooh, are you gonna be like in a sniper's nest at the top? Like,
Let's just say I'm bringing out the old cello case.
oh, ooh.
We
All you rookies got cases for things.
yeah, we can start a band.
Yeah.
Everyone has a musical instrument thing.
It's got a bass drum full of grenades.
Oh my gosh.
Robbie's got this giant like drum kit base. And it's like,
Yes.
what's in there? It's like nothing.
My
got
Hacking equipment is built into a trumpet
Yeah.
case.
Perfect.
You have
Because
a
of the name
violin
Miles.
case that actually just has
No,
a violin in it.
no,
It's
no.
like,
He does not have any sort of case. He just has his gun on.
Alright.
We all go to the library to practice music.
yeah.
Okay.
We're the,
We show up with all our
we're the
instrument
ensemble
cases.
what
quintet that was
Get
here to play.
chased off.
What about
down
the-
the block?
What about the hospital, though?
What about?
Oh yeah, what's
Kyle,
going on
did you
at
find
the
your
hospital?
son?
I'm just about to walk in.
All right, so this is the end of today's episode. You have a plan for what's going on
Perfect.
Oh,
next week,
Yeah.
or which will be 3 weeks from now.
it's a cliffhanger.
And the final thing is you walk in and your son is gone.
Oh,
The room is made up. It looks like he was
He's just like moved.
like everything is like he's either been moved, but his room is empty, has been cleaned, has been reset, ready to receive.
Kyle's
information.
shackles to this world have been removed.
Okay, but wait.
God damn it.
Wait, are you
wait.
Super Saiyan
Got
anything
another
on? Now you
Father
just
Gregory
murder
on our
everyone.
hands.
What about the orderlies? The
So-
nurses have to know.
Full rogue. True.
Rampage!
What are you crossing out?
We-
You just
As
has
with
humanity
every
written-
tabletop talk
he's
game,
talking about his
the murder hobo transition is complete.
What do you?
I'm going to investigate. But
You
this is
don't
not
cross
gonna
out your son's name
He's
preemptively.
gone.
He's dead
Dead
to
to
me.
me.
I have
Like,
nothing
if
left
we
in
look
this
at your
world.
son, he's dead.
I don't care about my
Dead.
job anymore.
This is like every CW thing.
Oh
It's like
my God.
everything is like we're just not gonna chat. We're just gonna jump to a
yeah.
conclusion and act on it for the
Yes,
next 3
yes.
episodes.